The love of grilling meat, barbecue, is a worldwide phenomenon transcending regionalities, cultures, race, and religion. Barbecue covers multiple cooking methods on grills, above fire pits, under the ground, or in clay ovens, to name a few. There are so many regional variations and customs when it comes to grilling meat, from South America and Africa to the Middle East and Southeast Asia. In South Africa, Braai is the nation's top traditional and food preparation and eating custom, where family and friends gather over grilled steak, chicken, or sausage skewers for a joy that cuts through any and all racial or socioeconomic lines. Gogi-Gui is a Korean meat roast tradition. It consists of sliced beef, pork, and/or chicken with an assortment of banchan, side dishes, and rice cooked in the center of table, which is usually tended to and cooked by the diners themselves. Many people consider Argentina the grand dame of barbecued meats. Asado is a barbecuing meat a la the Argentinian way, cooking in its purest minimalistic form, just the grill, fire and meat, and it's also a social event with utmost importance. For Argentinians, this ritual gathering is more important than the food itself. Most families gather for an asado ritual once a week, normally on a Sunday. The process is never rushed. It's about hours and hours of savoring succulent grilled meat, socializing, and reconnecting. Turkey has many different methods and regional traditions when it comes to grilling meat. For example, there is kuzu tandır, similar to lamb tandoori, where baby lamb is roasted slowly tandoor style under or above ground. There is çağ kebabı, a horizontally stacked marinated rotating lamb kebab variety originating in Turkey's Erzurum province. And then there is kendin pişir kendin ye barbecue. Verbatim translation, you cook it yourself, then you eat it. Whether in cold winter or on sizzling summer nights, families and friends gather in these Turkish barbecue restaurants with large outdoor seating areas. This evening, I'm going to take you to a famous kendin pişir kendin ye establishment located in Kayaköy, ghost town of Fethiye, named Jinbol, and share with you the entire process of this ritual. Making our way to this massive restaurant. After entering and driving through the melancholically magical Kayaköy, we turn onto a small country lane surrounded by micro-family farms and small ranches towards Jinbol. Here we are. We are way too early for Turkish diners' customary post-8 p.m. dinner time. You should see this huge outdoor area during the summer months when every table is occupied with large groups cooking, eating, and having the time of their lives. Charcoal prep is a requirement and one of the four most important processes for a great kendin pişir kendin ye experience. The size, the stage of the hot charcoal, the temperature level. This is the secret because that's true. You cook it, you eat it. That's the concept. But everything boils down to two elements. It's the meat, the cut of meat, and it's your charcoal grill being prepared, ready for you to use. Now we gotta see, they have 2 or 3 full-time employees, and that's what they do. They are here all day, and right now it's winter, so it's a nice job. But if you come here in July or August, it is hell. It's hot and humid outside. And these guys, they are sweating. They are sweating for hours and they are preparing the charcoal. So by the time it comes ready, the charcoal, it's the perfect temperature. It's at your table. And all you have to do is put the amazing cut meat. You don't even have to add any marinade or anything on it. And you cook it. And this is, again, I have not seen this anywhere else. They have great barbecue concepts in Vietnam, in Iran. I have lived in Australia. Australia is the Barbie land, but this is amazing. I really, really want to capture and share this with you to see how they use the fan. Wow. This is the first step. So they put and these are not chemical charcoals. These are natural wood, smoked wood. They put it in there, they light it, and then the fan blows on it, and the charcoal gets to they are experts, so they know what the temperature is. Before they transfer it, the right exact amount into these, and they bring it to your table so that you can start the grilling process. And that's a tough job.
For a restaurant, gas cooking is the easy way, but they don't do that. This is a tiring way, but it's delicious. We never ever use gas cooking in our houses and in any restaurants.
You don't get the smell, the barbecue smell when it's gas. It doesn't have that smoky flavor. It's not the same. Okay, I have Weber too, gas. But does it taste like real barbecue? I don't think so. I really, really don't think so. These are the chimneys they built, and each table has its own chimney.
Yes, own chimney.
So then they put the charcoal, the grill in there.
Yes.
And then they can use the heat and the smoke from the charcoal over there to grill their meat from inside. That's very interesting because, you know, in Korean barbecue, it's a table. They build it on the table.
Yes.
And sometimes it's propane, sometimes it's charcoal. They bring the meat and you grill it. Japanese have that too on the table. But this is unique, this is original. I haven't seen this particular style, and it prevents the smoke inside.
Yeah.
That's very, very interesting.
Turkish invention.
That is a Turkish
invention. Not on the middle of the table, on the side of the table.
I'm gonna see it. We're gonna see it from inside to see
when
how
they
it
bring
is.
the charcoal inside, it's coming from outside, tables inside. So don't disturb people inside.
And then we put the charcoal inside there. Do we have a good view of this? And man, that's hot. That is so hot. I'm talking about a real matured, ready charcoal. This is when you get with, Look at that. You see the table there? Here's the charcoal. You know, in most places, you get the compromise, you know? The compromise is you eat at the table, but you have smoke coming and everything smells. And you're like, phew, I'm gonna go and have a Turkish bath, Turkish hammam. Here, you have the chimney going up there, and there it is. You can see the top of the chimney right up there. And the table there, so without being bothered, for season, you can have your real charcoal barbecue inside there. Now, this is beautiful. And it's different than the Korean concept. You know, you have the tabletop Korean.
This is very interesting. Being from Turkey, I was not familiar with this style. It's genius.
Although the focus, the emphasis is on excellent quality meat, these restaurants also provide a selection of cold and warm mezes, aka tapas or appetizers. Being in Fethiye, Cimbol has a large selection of freshly prepared meze items, the kind you will also find in Greece. Feta cheese walnut dip, girit ezmesi. Roasted red pepper marinated in olive oil and vinegar. Roasted and pickled beets. Marinated olives. Yogurt cucumber mint dip called haydari. Eggplant salad.
But if you were to strain salsa, so it becomes not as watery, it's kind of drier. It's another great dip. You have roasted potato here with oregano and olive oil and pepper. See, I'm telling you, every mushroom, roasted red pepper, everything is healthy. This is life. But meze, some of these you can make it at home and everything. This is where Cimbol shines.
The quality of the meat and its preparation is of course the most important factor. Natural fresh meat, cut, chopped, and prepared masterfully. Cimbol has his own family ranch up in the mountains about 45 minutes from here, Fethiye. His sheep graze on natural grass and shrubbery and drink the purest water coming from the snow on the higher mountains.
And by the way, another good point that I want to make here is, I'm very conscious of that, my family is, here at Cimbol, they have their own cattle, they have their own sheep, and they have their own livestock, and they use only natural feed, meaning these are happy cows and happy sheep. They are grazing, they are eating the grass. There are no fertilizers used where they are grazing. They don't give anything GMO. They don't do any hormones. But I'm going to confirm that to make sure we are saying on the record here with the man behind us.
Ağustos ayında gelsem bile kuzular karın olduğu yerde diyor. Kuzuların olduğu yerde kar oluyor, biliyor musunuz?
Their livestock are in the high mountains, and we call them yayla. These are the plateaus that during the heat of the summer they take the livestock to. There is no such a thing as fertilizers. There is no such a thing as hormones. He says what you get is fresh air, fresh water on the ground, and you get the grass that grows there, all the vegetation, the herbs that grow there. There is no interference, meaning there is no feeding thing that you have to take care of, which is, again, that's one of the reasons I have been coming here with my family for all these years, and this establishment does it very, very successfully. This is what they do better than anyone else here in this area or anywhere. It's meat, and this comes from their ranch. Every single piece of meat you see here, cut here, comes from their ranch. And as we talked about before, organic, natural, roam in 2,000-meter altitude. Right now there is snow up there, and fresh liver. And the secret of liver here is, if you cook the liver on charcoal and if you don't put fat, it gets dry very quickly. But what you do is you get, you know how we have lard over there? You put a little bit of natural fat from sheep and you mix it in there. Well, there are lamb chops, and then there are lamb chops. Not all lamb chops have been created equally. Certain lamb chops, they come from bigger sheep, So they are large, and that's when people, they get turned off from eating lamb. They say, ooh, lamb is smelly, it smells bad, because they are eating older sheep. That's why we say baby lamb and baby lamb chops. That's what you would see mostly in Greece, in Turkey. You don't see these lamb chops that are that big. You will see tender lamb chops. Now, the preparation of lamb chop is an art. It's truly an art, because it's not only to cut the lamb, the thinness or the thickness of the lamb chop, how much fat they leave on the bone, that is art. And I can tell you this, I would dare anyone who would say, I don't like lamb, lamb is smelly. You come to Turkey, I will take you and I will give you lamb chops, and I guarantee you will be converted. Now with that, you're going to see a master here who knows how to treat meat, especially how to prepare lamb chops to die for. And once you see it sizzling on the grill and us eating, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. With that, we're gonna go to our chef.
Tableside grilling is almost always given to one of the men at the table, usually one with not only seniority in age, but also by his recognized grilling skills. Each type of meat, each different cut, requires a different length of cooking time and different heat intensity. For example, while the tender lamb's liver takes 2 to 3 minutes cooking on high heat, a lamb tenderloin piece may take anywhere between 6 to 8 minutes on a lower intensity heat. For our table, we designated one of my dear friends, a well-known architect and a great cook, Mr. Cengiz. Just check him out.
It's just impossible to describe. Here, we need to have a close-up. All the icky white stuff gone, and you have this, it's oozing with, oh man, this is so good. You know, I really have to take a break and go and really dive in, because you need to eat this liver fresh while it's very, very hot and quickly. You don't want it to let it sit and get cool. So with that, I'm gonna go and eat my liver. I'll be back to talk about these very beautiful, it's equivalent of ribeye, which just went on the grill. One of the things that Turkish people know is the timing of grilling. You know what takes longest to cook. For example, this ribeye is going to take longer than, let's say, ground beef patties. So usually the guys are in charge. Here's for the people who are going to call me sexist, because they can carry a conversation, and while they're talking, they are flipping the meat. They know what's going to take 4 minutes. They're going to know what's going to take 1.5 minutes. And here we have Mr. Cengiz, and we have 2 experts here. While we are chatting there with the women here, they are tending to the meat, talking, drinking, having fun, and this is barbecue a la turkey that can go on for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hours. So we'll be back, and I will give you a report on the ribeye part.
And finally, as it is the case with any gathering for food, it boils down, it is about the company, the family ties, or the friendship. the sincere, casual, or deeply philosophical conversation. It's about sense of humor and shared laughter, and maybe, sometimes, a shared loss or sadness. It is about sharing. It's about connections. This is what I mean by bridging the gap. Our universal love of grilling, barbecuing meat as a bridge, making the politically motivated divides and gaps disappear.